What happens if you give a fruit tree a hydrogen peroxide root drench? What happens if you pour hydrogen peroxide straight into the soil around your fruit tree's roots? Not on a cut, not on a wound, into the ground, right where the roots live. Some growers swear it saves dying trees. Others say it can burn roots to nothing in a single afternoon. So which is it, miracle fix or root killer? Stick with me, because the answer depends entirely on three things most people get wrong. Before we dig into this, if you're serious about growing healthy, productive fruit trees without wasting money on stuff that doesn't work, hit that subscribe button. I test this stuff so you don't have to guess with your trees. Let's start with what's actually in that brown bottle sitting in your medicine cabinet. Hydrogen peroxide, or H2O2, is a molecule that looks almost identical to water, H2O, except it's carrying one extra oxygen atom. That one extra atom is the whole story here. Water is stable, hydrogen peroxide is not. That extra oxygen atom is loosely attached, and it wants to break free. The bottle you buy at the pharmacy is usually a 3% solution, meaning 3% hydrogen peroxide and 97% plain water. Garden and agricultural suppliers sometimes sell stronger versions, like 12% food-grade peroxide, but that stuff is genuinely dangerous to handle without gloves and eye protection. So for anything involving your fruit tree, we're talking about diluting even the 3% version further. Here's the chemistry in plain terms. When hydrogen peroxide contacts soil, water, or living tissue, it breaks down, or decomposes, into ordinary water and a single free oxygen atom. That free oxygen atom is highly reactive. It doesn't just float there, it immediately looks for something to react with. In the soil, that means it reacts with organic matter, with certain minerals, and importantly, with microorganisms, including harmful fungi, bacteria, and even pest larvae living in the root zone. This is why hydrogen peroxide has a reputation as a soil cleaner. It's essentially a mild, short-lived oxidizer. It doesn't add nutrients to your tree the way compost or fertilizer does. It doesn't contain nitrogen, potassium, calcium, or any of the building blocks a tree needs to grow. What it does is disrupt things, breaking down pathogens, loosening compacted anaerobic pockets in the soil, and temporarily boosting the oxygen available right at the root surface before it fully converts back into plain water. That's the key word, temporary. Hydrogen peroxide doesn't linger in soil. Within minutes to a few hours, depending on concentration and soil conditions, it has fully broken down. There's no residue, no buildup, no long-term chemical footprint left behind, unlike some pesticides or salty fertilizers that can accumulate over seasons. Once it's done reacting, what's left in your soil is just water and a small burst of oxygen. So when someone tells you hydrogen peroxide feeds a tree, that's not quite accurate. It doesn't feed anything. What it does is create better short-term conditions for the tree's own roots and the beneficial microbes around them to function, briefly clearing out competition and adding a jolt of oxygen to root cells that may be starved of it. Understanding this distinction matters enormously for what we're about to cover next, because it explains exactly why this treatment helps some fruit trees dramatically, and why it does absolutely nothing, or even causes harm, for others. Now let's flip over to the fruit tree itself, because this is where the real story comes together. Fruit trees are heavy feeders. They need a long list of nutrients to produce healthy leaves, strong wood, and of course, fruit, nitrogen for green growth, potassium for fruit development and disease resistance, calcium for cell wall strength, phosphorus for root and flower development, plus micronutrients like iron, zinc, and manganese. But here's the thing almost nobody talks about. None of those nutrients matter if the roots can't actually absorb them, and that's where oxygen enters the picture as the most overlooked nutrient of all. Roots aren't just straws sucking up water and minerals passively. Root cells are alive, and like every living cell, they need oxygen to respire, to convert sugars into usable energy through a process called cellular respiration. This energy is what powers active nutrient uptake, allowing roots to pull in nitrogen, potassium, and everything else against the natural flow, essentially pumping nutrients into the plant. When soil becomes compacted, waterlogged, or overly dense with heavy clay, oxygen struggles to reach the root zone. The pockets of air in healthy soil that roots depend on get squeezed out, replaced by stagnant water or tightly packed particles. Roots sitting in low oxygen or anaerobic conditions essentially begin to suffocate. Without enough oxygen, root cells can't generate the energy they need. Nutrient uptake slows dramatically, and in root systems, this often shows up as edge browning on leaves, stunted new growth, or fruit drop, even when the surrounding soil is technically full of nutrients. Worse, anaerobic low-oxygen soil is exactly the environment that harmful pathogens like root rot fungi, Phytophthora, and Pythium, being the two most notorious culprits in fruit trees, absolutely love. These pathogens thrive in soggy, oxygen-poor soil and attack already weakened roots, creating a vicious cycle. Poor drainage leads to low oxygen weakens roots, weakened roots invite disease, and disease further destroys the tree's ability to take up nutrients. This is precisely where hydrogen peroxide's chemistry connects back to the tree's biology. Remember that extra oxygen atom hydrogen peroxide releases as it breaks down? In a compacted, waterlogged, or pathogen-stressed root zone, that burst of oxygen can give struggling root cells exactly what they've been missing: a short window of improved oxygen availability that allows respiration and therefore nutrient uptake to resume. At the same time, the oxidizing action can knock back populations of the very root rot fungi, causing the damage in the first place. In other words, hydrogen peroxide doesn't feed your tree, but it can restore the conditions that let your tree feed itself. That's a completely different mechanism from fertilizer, and it's also exactly why this trick works wonders on stressed, waterlogged, or root rot-prone trees, and does essentially nothing for a tree that already has healthy, well-drained, well-aerated soil. When used correctly, on the right tree, at the right dilution, a hydrogen peroxide root drench can genuinely help. It can suppress early-stage root rot fungi before they take hold. It can flush a burst of oxygen into compacted or waterlogged soil after a heavy rain or an overwatering mistake. Some growers report visibly perkier leaves and reduced wilting within days of treating a stressed tree this way, and given the chemistry we just walked through, that lines up with what's actually happening at the root level. But here's where I need you to really listen, because this is the part people skip past, and it's the part that kills trees. Hydrogen peroxide is not selective. It doesn't distinguish between harmful fungus and the beneficial microbes and mycorrhizal fungi your tree depends on for long-term nutrient cycling. Pour it in too concentrated, too often, or in too large a volume, and you're not just knocking back pathogens, you're sterilizing your soil's living ecosystem and directly damaging the tender root hairs that do most of the nutrient absorption. Root hairs are microscopically thin and incredibly delicate. A strong hydrogen peroxide solution poured directly onto them can chemically burn them on contact. Essentially the same oxidizing reaction that bleaches fabric, just happening to living root tissue instead. Do this repeatedly, or use a concentration higher than a few tenths of a percent, and you can strip a tree's fine root system faster than almost any pest or disease would. This is a tool for occasional, targeted intervention, not a regular feeding routine. Used with respect for the dilution and frequency limits we're about to cover, it's a genuinely useful trick to have in your back pocket. Used carelessly, it can set a struggling tree back months or kill it outright. So don't tune out for the next section. The exact ratios matter more here than with almost anything else you'll ever put on this tree. Here's exactly how to do this safely and effectively. Step 1. Gather your materials. You'll need standard 3% hydrogen peroxide from any pharmacy. Do not use higher concentration food-grade peroxide for this, unless you're experienced and diluting it yourself with precise measurements, since those stronger versions are corrosive and dangerous to handle. You'll also need a clean watering can or bucket and plain, room temperature water. Step 2. Mix your dilution. For an established fruit tree, mix 1 part standard 3% hydrogen peroxide with about 8 to 10 parts water. As a simple measurement, that's roughly 1 cup of 3% hydrogen peroxide per gallon of water. This gives you a very mild solution, strong enough to oxygenate the root zone and knock back pathogens, but gentle enough not to damage healthy root tissue. Step 3. Water the tree normally first. Give the tree a regular watering with plain water a few hours before, or the same day, so the soil isn't bone dry. Applying a peroxide drench to completely parched soil concentrates the solution unevenly as it's absorbed. increasing the risk of localized root burn. Step 4. Apply at the drip line, not the trunk. This is critical. The drip line is the imaginary circle on the ground marking where the tree's outermost branches end. This is where the majority of active, nutrient-absorbing feeder roots actually live, not right against the trunk. Pour your diluted solution slowly and evenly around this drip line area, allowing it to soak in rather than pooling on the surface. Step 5. Use a measured amount. For a young or small fruit tree, 1 to 2 gallons of the diluted mixture is plenty. For a large, mature tree, you can scale up to 3 or 4 gallons, but always err on the side of less. You can always apply more next time. You can't undo root burn. Step 6. Let it work, then return to your normal watering schedule. Don't follow up with more peroxide solution the same week. Let the tree's normal watering routine resume and observe. That's it. Simple in execution, but the dilution ratio and the drip line placement are the two details that separate "this helped my tree" from "this hurt my tree." Timing matters just as much as dilution here, so let's get specific. When not to use it, avoid this treatment during the height of summer heat, especially on a tree that's already drought-stressed. Combining heat stress, low soil moisture, and an oxidizing treatment is a recipe for root damage. Don't apply it to a tree that's dormant in winter, since roots aren't actively taking up nutrients at meaningful rates, and there's little benefit to be gained. Skip it on very young trees or new transplants within their first few months in the ground, since their root systems are too delicate for even a mild oxidizing treatment. And never apply it to soil that's already saturated or flooded. Wait until things drain and dry out somewhat first, or you risk washing the solution away before it can do anything useful, and stressing already waterlogged roots further. The ideal time to use it. The best window is during active growing season, spring through early autumn, specifically when you notice early signs of root stress, yellowing leaves despite adequate fertilizing, slow wilting that doesn't recover with normal watering, a musty smell in the soil, or you know the tree has recently sat in overly wet conditions after heavy rain or accidental overwatering. Morning application is ideal, giving the solution the full day to interact with the soil before evening temperature drops. Reapplication frequency. This is not a weekly or even monthly routine treatment. If you're using it to address an active problem like early root rot or post-flood stress, apply it once, then wait a full 2 to 3 weeks before considering a second application, and only if you're still seeing symptoms. For general just-in-case maintenance, 3 to 4 applications per year, spaced evenly through the growing season, is the maximum reasonable frequency. More than that, and you risk disrupting the beneficial soil microbiome your tree actually depends on long-term. If your tree's issue was genuinely related to poor root oxygenation or early fungal stress, you can expect to see the first subtle signs of improvement within about 5 to 7 days. Slightly perkier leaf posture, a bit less droop in the afternoon heat, new leaf tips that look a shade brighter green instead of dull or yellowing. By the 2-week mark, if the treatment is working, you should notice more consistent improvement. Leaves holding their color better, less wilting between waterings, and possibly the beginnings of new, tender root growth if you were to gently inspect the soil near the drip line. Though, I'd recommend not digging around too much and disturbing things further. By 3 to 4 weeks out, a tree that responded well should show visible new growth, fresh leaf buds, stronger stem color, and an overall more resilient appearance compared to before treatment. If you see none of this improvement by the 4-week mark, the underlying issue likely wasn't related to root oxygen or early fungal pathogens, and it's worth investigating other causes like nutrient deficiency, pest damage, or a deeper structural root problem instead of repeating the peroxide treatment. So there you have it. Hydrogen peroxide isn't magic and it's not fertilizer, but used the right way, at the right time, on the right tree, it can be a genuinely powerful tool for reviving stressed roots and knocking back early disease. Respect the dilution, respect the timing, and your fruit trees will thank you with healthier growth and better harvests season after season. If this helped you understand your trees a little better, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because I've got a lot more of these practical, no-nonsense growing tips coming your way. I'll see you in the next one.